I mean, I think that's probably one of the coolest coffee stories I've ever heard.
Yep. Cool story, bro.
When did you find $5?
Shut up.
Good morning.
Hello. Hello, coffee breakers. Rachel is connecting to audio. Eric is muted.
Oops, sorry.
Happy Friday, y'all.
Happy Friday.
It is Friday. This week flew by. Maybe it's because we have this deadline.
Is that your autobiography, Eric?
Yeah, one day when I reach that mediocre status, I'll be able to officially publish that.
Nice. Kitty!
Yep. She's
Meow.
going to join us.
Hi, Kitty. What are you drinking this morning?
She's drinking out of the sink.
Water then. Okay. Great. Rachel's having some technical difficulties. Danny, are you there? Can you hear us? Rachel?
I'm here.
Hi, Danny. How's it going?
I'm on my work computer, so the camera is like down at the bottom. I don't know who made that decision.
Amazing.
Engineers made that decision.
Yeah.
How's it going? Anything new?
Not really.
Yeah, have you been,
Not
Danny? We haven't
really.
seen you in a while.
I know. I've just been working, and my son's in sports now, so just a lot of soccer practice. Now we just started football, so it's been crazy. There's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
Ready to go back to school at the end of August. So
Oh, cool.
it'll be my very last semester.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Congratulations.
I'm taking illustration and typography, so I'm like pumped. Really?
Brilliant.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I had a catch-up call with Jason about 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
He's
So
doing
did I.
Nice.
Yeah, I told him I'm gonna come bother him because we can be on campus now. So
Yeah, so what's been going on this week? Eric, you have any particular projects that might be launching today or
Yeah,
the
well,
weekend?
hopefully it will. We have the new podcast from climate designers called Climify. Should be launching sometime today. We're not 100% certain on that, but it's a lot of work. And so the whole point of that podcast is to help designers, design educators introduce climate into their work. And so I interview climate experts, climate scientists, sustainability experts, and I ask them a series of 6 questions. And the great thing about it is that I also ask them to become designers for a minute and say, how would you create a design project, and what kind of climate things would you put into it? So they have some really good answers, and we're going to put their design prompts in the show notes, so you can go and check them out after you listen or during when you listen, and try them yourself. Another great thing about that show is we have members of not only the climate design community, but design community at large who are also musicians. And so their music is featured at the end of each episode, kind of promoting them. And they had a really rough year, not being able to tour and book shows. So we're trying to get them out, more notice. So that's
Love that.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So check it out sometime today. We'll probably make an announcement somewhere on social media. I have to figure that out.
And
And Mark will know.
I'm of course biased, but I gotta say, Sarah and I listened to the first episode. It was still kind of in draft mode, but with the commercials and the intros and outros and the musicians and everything. And I gotta say, Eric, kudos for all your
Thanks.
podcasting skills.
Yeah, really nice job.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I think this is gonna really help a lot of educators out there, especially now over the summer as they plan for fall semester. So
First guest, I just put her LinkedIn info in the chat there. That's the show that's launching sometime today. So that's Jasmine Sanders, who's a tropical marine biologist.
Cool.
So she's really interesting. I won't spoil it for you. So
Okay.
Super cool. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
and
probably
then-
I should introduce myself.
Yep.
This is my first coffee meetup, or rather, I'm new to climate designers as well. And then I've joined another community, and I think, Mark, I hit you up on Slack, probably on the other channel as well. So yeah, I'm Shweta Dore. I'm currently working in the full gamut of like UX design, like going from more like strategy, user research. My background has been more in like traditional advertising, graphic design, slowly coming into like visual design. And now I really focus more on strategy, research part, customer strategy, that all gamut, and currently working at a company here like in Palo Alto. And honestly, in the past couple of years, like personally, I have been taking some small steps, and I always thought, I should start doing something more in climate space, something that I can really contribute to the environment. And I would say it's still slow, to be honest. So I will need a lot of help, and probably I might just even reach out to a few of you to even know like what's your journey been like as a designer, and how's that transition. So yeah, but I'm happy and glad to be part of this platform. So
We're glad to have you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in and taking the initiative and being proactive too. That's awesome.
Yeah, and another plug for one of our new projects that I don't know if Rachel Gula or John V are going to join us, but these two young women, they're starting up a podcast series underneath the Climate Designers brand called Designing. What's it called, Sarah?
Designing climate action, I believe.
Climate Action. Yeah, sorry, they threw out like 20 different names. So, but they do that. They actually do interview people, and they talk about not only their journey, but what's it like to do the work today. And the point of it is to, much like with Climify and having Climify guests provide a design project for educators, same with their guests. They're going to be providing tangible, actionable steps that designers can take today to, introduce climate into their work and think about all the things that we are trying to, incorporate in the creative industry. So stay tuned for that. I think they're going to be wanting to launch their first episode next month, I think sometime in August.
Hope so.
Yeah, awesome.
I love new things launching. This is exciting.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm so sorry I'm late and I missed the first podcast announcement.
Well, it's
post the
coming
link
out today, so we haven't announced the link yet, and it probably will be announced today somewhere, is basically the gist.
Okay, cool. I'll look for it.
I think we'll probably introduce it on our platform first, and then Eric is building out the Instagram account as well. So
Oh, nice.
we'll start to promote it. Yeah. And Eric,
Cool.
how many, and Juliana, the podcast is called Climify. Just so you can keep an eye out for it. And then Eric, I think, what do you have? 5 episodes in the can now? 6?
Ooh, yes. So I'm doing my 6th interview next Wednesday, which is part of the AIGA Shift conference. So it's going to be it'll end up being the last episode, and there'll be 2 episodes in between, but the recording that one from the AIGA Shift conference with 2 or 3 other panelists on that issue. I put the Instagram account in there. It'll be blank, but you can at least follow it and see when it's not blank. But then, yeah, so we'll have probably close to 10 in this first season.
Nice.
Close to 10.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also good to see you again, Juliana. Thanks for joining again.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm relatively new. Also, this is my second one, so it's nice to see all your faces.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice to see repeating faces. So that's always good to check back in. And before we started, we were checking in with everyone else. We've got Danny, who's been working hard, and I see Rachel just joined. Hi, Rachel. She's got a really tall ponytail. I'm jealous. Nice, nice. Just listening quietly. Cool. Well, I had a question that I wanted to ask everybody, and now I'm trying to answer it without sounding awkward, but failing. So that's cool.
So I think I know your answer, Sarah. You're probably gonna say no, but I'm wondering if we should maybe talk about the thing that we're doing or wait until we get the landing page up.
I'm gonna say yes.
Finally, okay, all right. So it's not much because we don't have anything to point to. We don't have anything to share
Yet.
visually yet.
Coming soon.
Let me get the website up first. So we are maybe this is like a sneak peek for all of you
Yeah.
who are joining us before we
Sneak
make
peek
it
for the small
public.
crowd.
So I just put a link in the chat.
We are putting together a class.
Yeah, a 6-week course. We partnered up with Terra.do, Terra.do. And I've known about them since they started. I think they started around the same time we launched Climate Designers, and kind of looked at them like, okay, that's cool, kind of just kind of forgot about them. And then one of their people reached out to us and said, hey, we love what you're doing, would you want to put a class together for us? I'm like, sure. So yeah, we've been working away behind the scenes putting together a 6-week course that I'm really stoked about it.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. They're a really cool organization. They teach classes on getting people geared up to work on climate. So it's very action focused, and that's a real alignment with how Mark and I think about things. And their classes are very science oriented, very, what do you call it? Like peer reviewed science and all that stuff. So like, I don't know, the stuff that we're saying, we're gonna have to find sources and cite our sources and make it all legit too, because they are very thorough. They've been putting together classes that are very scientific and in depth. So we're in good company.
Yeah, and I think I listened to an interview on My Climate Journey with the founder of Terra a few weeks ago, and I don't know if they're still using this mission, and I might be even butchering it, but I think when they launched, they had this goal of creating 100 million climate jobs by 2030 or something like that. Some big audacious goal, which that kind of stuff I really love. So yeah, we're going to be covering, like, think of it as like a grad program. It's very, very heady, very perspective shifting, if that's even a phrase. We're going to be talking about lots of different topics centered around narrative and purpose, and but at the same time, after 4 weeks, the last 2 weeks we're going to do a design sprint. So we're going to be forming small teams within the cohort and then having everyone work on a project that we give them that's going to be a portfolio project, basically. So it's been fun to think about how we can incorporate all of our different hats. So Sarah and I, some of you don't know this, but Sarah and I teach part-time at a design school, undergrad and grad. And so we're bringing in our education hat into this. We're bringing our climate designers hat into this. We're bringing our studio hat into this. And so it's going to be really amazing. So I can't remember the date that they want us to have the landing page done. I mean, I think yesterday, but in terms of publishing it, I can't remember the date.
Yeah, I think it's mid-August,
Mid-August, okay.
early to mid-August. So it will be very soon when we'll have a landing page up and available.
Oh yeah, here it is. The mission is right on the homepage. I just didn't scroll down far enough. By 2030, get 100 million people to work on climate change solutions relevant to them. I love that. It's so like simple but direct. So yeah, we're super stoked. So stay tuned for that. It's going to get a lot of eyeballs on climate designers. It's just one other thing that we feel is going to help us grow what it is that we're doing in the creative space. So
yeah, and make an impact on the work that everybody does on climate.
Super cool. I had learned about Terra.do or through NCJ as well. I was listening to, I think, one of the podcasts where the founder was on, so I checked them out, and I know they had like few different cohorts, but every time I'm like, okay, I need to make that commitment, managing the work, but I'm super stoked for the new course that you both will be launching. So
yeah,
so cool.
Thanks. So anyone else want to share what they've been working on?
Yeah,
or good news?
How's the week been?
I have a question or need some advice, I guess. I was meeting with Jason and we were talking about, we just created a mural board for climate designers between the two of us. And I don't know how to even initially start going about getting like, getting people in the local area of Western New York into the chapter. Like, how do I advertise or like, cause I have ideas for workshops I want to do and like, do like icebreaker workshops, but like we need to have people there. So I guess outreach.
Yeah. Yeah. When new chapters start, we really, so just to let everyone know, Danny is one of the chapter leaders for the Western New York Climate Designers chapter. And so, yeah, great question, Danny, because, how do you even get this thing going?
Yeah.
We recommend reaching out to existing organizations and associations that are at the intersection of, or that are either in the design space or in the climate space, and just introduce yourself and just say, hey, this is who we are, this is who I am. So I think AIGA has a Buffalo chapter, I believe, right? Maybe there's other associations within Buffalo, because Fredonia is about a 45-minute drive, 60-minute drive south of Buffalo. So if I remember right, I used to live there. Yeah. Maybe reach out to them, reach out to some climate organizations that are in that area, because I'm pretty sure they probably have one or two designers either on staff or volunteer. Obviously reach out to SUNY Fredonia, SUNY Buffalo, reach out to some of the design departments at various schools in that area. Maybe make a list. Western New York, I don't know what the boundary line is in terms of how far east you go, but yeah, I would just go where they are, go where they hang out, and just introduce yourself and say who you are and what you want to do.
That is so helpful. Thank you. Because I'm thinking like individual people, I'm like, how, but reaching out to the organization is so much easier and smarter. Yeah, thank you.
We've also had a lot of luck with Eventbrite. A lot of people have found climate designers looking through Eventbrite for meetups. I don't know how many people are looking through Eventbrite for meetups now that there's a lockdown and pandemic situation. but depending on your local area, or maybe people are still looking for virtual meetups.
Yeah.
Also think about other places that people scroll around for virtual meetups, because I mean, honestly, it's a great way to connect with people and meet people, even even if
like
you're
that
not,
idea.
yeah, even if you're not trying to do climate activism. But it also, you know, a lot of people are concerned about like, what can I do for the environment? And so they start searching like climate and events. So keeping it really narrow like that attracts a good amount of people.
Yeah, I
I
like
think LinkedIn is a pretty good place for finding professional events too, like considering that it's a, you know, an industry event.
Cool.
I get invited to a lot of events through there and I have success posting my events there.
Yeah. Do they have an event feature now, right? Or they have something? Okay.
Yeah, they have an event feature. It's pretty good.
Interesting. Okay.
check out some events on there.
Yeah. And just to let everyone know too that are here and that may be watching later, so we're talking about climate designers chapters, and we have a handful of them in the US. We have a few of them around the globe. I just had a call with 2 women who are going to be starting Climate Designers Portugal. And I have 2 calls lined up in the next few weeks for the Czech Republic and New Delhi, India. So,
cool.
if any of you are interested in starting a chapter in your area, Sasha and Eric on the call here, they are co-leaders of the Midwest chapter. So so just reach out. It's a pretty straightforward onboarding process. We have lots of documents, we have lots of pages to help make your chapter life a lot easier and smooth, because it's all volunteer, and we want to make sure that you have fun and you don't stress out and add more stress to your plate. So, and Rachel is part of the Rachel Celanese is part of the LA chapter. So
Yeah, another thing too is some of the chapters have started their own Instagram. Other chapters just send us event info and have us post it on our main Instagram, and also in our email newsletter that goes out generally once a month, sometimes more, sometimes less. So once you have an event that you're ready to promote, send us the details and we can help promote that more widely. But I think the local approach with the local chapters of other organizations is a really good way to target just your local area. Shweta had a really good idea too about paying attention to other design conferences that are going on.
yeah.
Lindsay from Seattle is giving a talk at an IDSA event coming up here shortly. So it's totally awesome if people want to reach out on behalf of climate designers and chat about what they're up to, or chat about their local chapter. We are friendly with AIGA and IDSA so far. And I don't know, another one might be Creative Mornings. We've reached out to them a few times. They seem really busy, but we'd like to get to be friends with them too. Lots of other events I could think of too.
Yeah, and the cool thing about chapters too is since some of them are very city specific, others are more regional, and you know, I think it's fine either way. And it's really, I think the main focus is just bringing up topics and issues that are related to that area, because everyone is being affected by climate change in different ways. And so, you know, what topic that's happening in LA is going to be very different than somewhere in the Midwest or somewhere in the UK. So definitely, Danny, maybe this goes out to you as well, but, you know, maybe in terms of content, definitely pay attention to what's going on in Western New York. You know, I know Lake Erie is right there. My time there for a semester teaching there, Jason and I talked a lot about, you know, the local environment and things like that. So that could be an issue. It could be around policy, could be around activism, things like that. So just kind of keep your finger on the pulse for what's going on in your town, city, region. So
yeah, climate action is place-based.
Yeah, and Eric put in Lunch Club in the chat. I've been using Lunch Club the last few months, and it's been great. I've actually I hate to use this word, but I guess recruited a few new members
Nice.
via Lunch Club into the climate designers community. I've also met a lot of great people that I have, on call basically if we ever need to reach out to them in terms of helping us make connections or anything. So it's a free service. You basically just fill out a short profile and you get matched up with people and have a chat.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested in starting maybe a chapter and mobilizing people here in Bend, Oregon.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's one yet.
Sweet.
But
Yeah.
I would love to talk to someone about that offline.
Yeah, shoot me an email. I kind of run the chapter stuff, although just putting this out there, it would be amazing to find someone who can lead the chapter stuff, lead the chapter leaders. So but yeah, reach out, Juliana. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You mean lead
Yeah.
like the whole
Kind of just
organization, like chapter leaders?
manage the chapter stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but
Like help onboard new chapters and
just
answer questions.
it's a little bit of a thing, but
Yeah.
in terms of but everything's documented, so it's really just bandwidth.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, Bend, Oregon would be great if you want to think about it as, Bend itself, or maybe just Oregon. We do have a chapter up in Seattle, so just north of you.
Oh,
But
cool.
but yeah, let me know. Reach out.
Eastern Oregon and Western Oregon are basically different states.
It is quite different. Part of Oregon's trying to break off into Idaho, so that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't mean they
Portland-
don't care about climate. So
Sure. Yeah, and Rachel, no Portland chapter just yet. So if anyone is out there.
We're doing the entire Midwest, so if we can see the whole Midwest in one chapter, then I feel like all of Oregon can fit into one too. Sure. So it does get, I think that we're maybe in the fall going to try to do some local meetup parts too, because it is cool to find local people too. But virtual events help a lot, being able to get people involved from a larger area.
Nice. Yeah.
There's a lot of parts of the country are very rural, and then we have the big cities that can easily just be a chapter in and of themselves, and then the rural areas probably can't find enough climate passionate people in one place to make it happen, but we're hoping that this will help grow that situation. So our big goal is, I think, something like hundreds of localized chapters in all major cities and various parts of the world. So hit us up.
Yeah, and Juliana just put a link to the chapter stuff, and down below you'll see a few buttons for like Google Docs with an FAQ and all that stuff. So you can kind of read up before reaching out if you feel like this is something you want to do.
okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
So this has been our half-hour coffee break, kind of chill today, but it's really good to meet some new people and see some familiar faces. And as always, thank you so much for hanging out, for dropping in. Hopefully we'll see you again next week and see what you're up to and keep the momentum going.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
Have a
You
good
too.
weekend. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. That was really helpful.
Great. I'm glad.
Bye.